came early today.
Yeah, me too.
Did you just put up the flowers?
Yeah, and they're in the sanctuary too?
The lady.
They're not real flowers, though, right?
No, they're artificial. We keep them in a box. But it's,
Artificial flowers. Really pretty.
yeah, it looks nice.
I know.
I just forget to notice. It's true.
To be honest, it was this time last year when the rabbi was gone. Me too. Just
Yeah, it's still not straight.
Loving the paint.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
After that.
I'm Sarah. We're thanking you. Yeah. What were you saying?
That's fantastic, though.
But yeah,
Well, yeah, apparently there's another college night at the activity. Hi, nice to meet you.
Karen, what do you got tonight?
What year are you? Where are you from?
They use like volunteers, kind of. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah. I feel like I hear so many students like when I was in college, like
Not for a while. So this weekend, I'll do it Sunday, Monday, Tuesday for a wedding. The next weekend, we're traveling around California. The next week, in around home, and then we leave.
Ed, Shabbat Shalom. Good to see you.
And then we'll go to Indiana for 3 days to be in Indiana.
Kind of small, but
Yeah, well, it'll grow.
probably.
Bless you, bless you.
Thank you, thank you.
All right, Shabbat Shalom. I think we'll go ahead and get started. We're starting a little small. I just want to say, just in case anyone's watching on Zoom, that not on Zoom, on YouTube, that if you're here earlier today, Mazel Tov, that means you are a graduate of Kita Gimel in the Gan today. We had a party.
Ooh, have fun.
It was really fun. And hello, Zed. And you too. All right, page 1. The additional soul we get on Shabbat, Yedid Nefesh. Yedid Nefesh Avarachaman, Yedid Nefesh Avarachaman, Mishochav Dezan, El Ritzon Elcha, Mishochav let's turn to page 5. Page 5. Sorry. I'm having trouble getting on key. Shiru Ladonai Shir Chadash, Shiru Ladonai Kol Haaretz, Shiru Ladonai Baruch Hu Shemo, Basru Miyom Leyom Yeshuato, Safru V'Goyim Ke'evodo B'Chol Ha'amim Niflotav, Ki Gadol Adonai U'Olam Me'od. Shamayim asa od hana le'efana od ve'tiferet ve'mikdasho Avul Adonai mishpech amim Avul Adonai kavod va'oz Avul Adonai kevod shemo Se'u mincha uvod chatzrotav Avul Adonai ve'adra kodesh Ilu mipanav kol haaretz Imru v'goyim Adonai malach Avdikon derel ba'al timot Yadin amim v'mesharim Yitkodu shamayim v'tagel haaretz Yiram hayom u'melo'o Yalo Sadai V'chol asher bo Ma'yinai aziradenu Kol hatzeyar lifnei Adonai kiva lishpot haaretz Lishpot tevel v'tzedek Ve'amim ve'emunato Aynai nai nai Yainai nai 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 Yainai nai nai Page 9. Mizmor shiru ladonai shir chadash Ki niflaot asa Hoshia lo yemino Uzroach kodsho Ayin nechodia Adonai yeshuato Le'ele hagoyim Ki latzidkato Zachar chasto ve'emunato Lebeit Yisrael Ra'u se'aretz Et Yeshua Eloheinu Ariu Ladonai Kol haaretz Yitzchu Eredeinu Zamiru Zamul Adonai Lechinor Lechinor Lekol Simra Ha'atzotro Lekol Shofarim Livnei HaMelech Adonai Yiram Hayamrum Lo'o Tevel Ve'yoz Ve'va'a Ne'arot Ilcha Ucha Yachalavim Yeranenu Yiflei Adonai Kiva Yishpot haaretz Yishpot tevel v'tzedek Ve'amim v'mesharim Aynai nai 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 Yainai nai 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 Yainai nai 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 Yainai nai 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 Yainai nai 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 Yainai nai 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 Yainai nai 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 nai. Page 12. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachachu ve'harko Romelu Adonai Eloheinu Ve'ishtachavu Lehar Kodsho. Page 13. Mizmor leDavid, Avol Adonai Belim, Avol Adonai, Kavod Ba'oz, Ay, Avol Adonai, Ke'elo Shelo Yishtachatu Adonai Be'adat Kodesh, Adonai, Amayim El HaKavod Hirim, Adonai, Amayim Rabim, Kol Adonai, Ba'koach, Ay, Kol Adonai, Be'echadat, Adonai, Shomer Harazim, Shamer Adonai, Elazeh Adonai, Vayakireh Kemo Ekev, Lebanon, Le'Sirion, Kemo Ve'Re'emi, Ay, Adonai, Chotev Lanokesh, Adonai, Yachid Midbar, Yachid Adonai, Yibakaresh, Adonai, Echol Hayadot, Vayechesov, Ye'aron, U'Begadol, Kulo Omer Kavod, Ay, Adonai, Lama Uyashavai Yishem, Adonai, Melech Le'olam, Adonai, Oz, Le'amo Yiten, Adonai, Yevarech et Novashalom. Hey, All right, page 15, L'Chadodi, the first two and the last two stanzas. L'Chadodi, L'Chadodi Likrat Kala, B'nei Shabbat Lekavela, L'Chadodi Likrat Kala, B'nei Shabbat Lekavela, Shamor v'Zavor v'Dibor Echad, Ish mi'adu Elon Yuchad, Adonai Echad, U'Shemo Echad, L'Shemo Tiferet v'Ligilah. L'Chadodi, L'Chadodi Likrat Kala, B'nei Shabbat Lekavela, L'Chadodi Likrat Kala, B'nei Shabbat Lekavela, Likrat Shabbat lechu b'nelcha, Ki מקור הברכה, בראש מכלב נצוחה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. וחלק הדודים מכאן נקרא קלה, בני שבת נקרא. וחלק הדודים מכאן נקרא קלה, בני שבת נקרא. On the 17th, Yamin Usmon, Tifrosi, Et Adonai Karisi, Al Yadish Ben Marzi, V'Isnacha V'Nad Milal Adonai Adonai, V'Nei Shabbat, V'Kavel Adonai Adonai, V'Nei Shabbat, rise and face the entrance, welcoming the Shabbat bride. Roi v'shalom ateret bala, גם בשמחה ובצולה, תוך אבלי עם סגולה, בואי קלה, בואי קלה. אחד אחד אלוקים, קראתי קראת קלה, בני שבת, נקרא אלעד, אחד אחד אלוקים, קראתי קראת קלה, בני שבת. We say to any mourners or amidst Hamakom Yinechem Echem B'Tok Shavlei Tzion B'Yerushalayim, may God comfort you with all the mourners of Zion and Jerusalem. We may be seated, and although they're not going to make our recent deaths list here because they're not members of the congregation, while we're comforting mourners, just want to acknowledge the deaths of two people who are just loosely connected to the Temple Beth Abraham community. Gail Louis Kane, and both these people died suddenly this past week, whose both children had their bar mitzvah here, Gabe and Nico, and our thoughts are with the Louis Kane family, and also Yossi Tzadik, who is a member of Beth Jacob, and who also has two kids I know pretty well, one of whom, Eli, I coached in soccer along with my son for many years. So just may they find comfort, both the Baker Tzadik families and the Louis Kane families. Page 19. Mizmor shir leyom haShabbat, tov lehodot leAdonai, ulezamer l'shimcha elyon, ulezamer l'shimcha elyon, lehagid baboker masecha, ve'emunacha b'leinon, alei asor ve'aleina vel, alei gayot ve'chinon, mizmor shir leyom haShabbat, tov lehodot leAdonai, ulezamer l'shimcha elyon, ulezamer l'shimcha elyon. Continue on our own, pages 19 and 20. Tzadikatar Yifra, Keheres Valvanon Yizkeh, Shetulim Beveit Adonai B'chatro Eloheinu Yafrimu Oyenuvu B'Sema B'Shenim B'Rananim Iyu Lehagid Ki Yashar Adonai Tzuri Belo Avlatabo Adonai Malach Keod Lavish Lavish Adonai Otitazar Aftikum Terba Optimo Lachon Kisachav Nerkol Mata Nasu Nerot Adonai Nasu Nerot Kolam Isu Nerot Okyam Mikol Mayim Mayim Rabim Adirim Mishpereha Adir Vamarom Adonai Eidotecha Ne'emnu Me'od Lebeitecha Dava Kodesh Adonai Leoret Yamim. Please rise briefly for the Baruch Hu, the formal call to prayer. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai Morach Le'olam Va'ed. May be seated, Baruch Atah Adonai L'Olam, Asher B'Paro Arim. El Chai V'Kayam, Tamid Yimloch Aleinu Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai, Amarim Aravim. 24. Ahavat Olam Bein Yisrael Amcha Avetam Amcha Avetam Torah u'mitzvot Chukim u'mishpatim Otanu limodtam Otanu limodtam Al kei Adonai Eloheinu b'shachtenu U'meinu b'siyach b'chukecha V'nitzlach v'divrei Toratecha U'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed Ki en chayenu Ve'orech yameinu U'ba'em degeh yom v'layla Degeh yom v'layla Ve'avatecha al tasir Yimeinu le'olamim Baruch atah Adonai Ohev amo Yisrael Ohev amo Yisrael Page 25. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha B'chol levavecha U'b'chol nafshecha U'b'chol me'odecha Ve'hayu Advarim ha'ele Asher Anochi mitzavecha Hayom ha'levavecha V'shinam levanecha V'shiftecha b'beitecha U'v'lechtecha v'derech U'v'shochmecha u'v'kumecha U'kshartam leo al yadecha Ve'hayu letotafot b'neinecha U'ktavtam al mezuzot beitecha U'v'sharecha. Continue on our own, 27 through 29. At the bottom of page 29, and Emmett, listen for a very special word coming up, okay? L'man tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'yitem kedoshim lavechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem l'Elohim ani Adonai Elohechem Emet Adonai Elohechem Emet. It's close. page 32. Machlu Tov Ratzon Kibul Lahem Moshe V'Nei Yisrael Chamish Rab B'Simcha Rabba V'Amru Kulam. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Mi chamocha ha'elim Adonai. Mi chamocha nedar v'kodesh. Torah tehilot oseh felech. Torah tehilot oseh felech. Adonai Elom Eloheinu. Machlutecha Abrahu v'necha. Hayam Nifnei Moshe Ze'eli Anu Me'amru Ze'eli Anu Me'ameru Adonai Elom Eloheinu. Ya la 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Kivnat Yaakov, Glim Chazak Mimenu, Baruch Atah Adonai, Gal Yisrael. Hashivenu Adonai, Eloheinu Nishalom, Na'amidenu Malkeinu L'chaim. Hashivenu Adonai, Eloheinu We'll start on this side of the room. Hashivenu Adonai, Hashivenu Adonai, Eloheinu L'shalom. Hashivenu Adonai, Eloheinu L'shalom. V'ha'amidenu Malkeinu L'chaim. Sukkot Shlomecha, Baruch Atah Adonai, Aparei Sukkot Shlom Aleinu, V'Kol Amo Yisrael, V'Al Yerushalayim. Please rise for V'Shamru. V'Shamru B'nei Yisrael, Et HaShabbat, La'asot Et HaShabbat, L'Torah Berit Olam. B'nei B'nei Yisrael, Oti Le'olam, Oti Le'olam. Oti Le'olam. V'Shamru B'nei Yisrael, Et HaShabbat, La'asot Et HaShabbat, L'Torah Berit Olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai, Et HaShamayim Ve'et ha'aretz. V'Shamru B'nei Yisrael, Et HaShabbat, La'asot Et HaShabbat, L'Torah Berit Olam. U'vayom ha'sheni Shavai ha'inafash, Shavai ha'inafash, Shavai ha'inafash. Vit Gadal, Vit Gadash Shemei Rabba.
Amen.
Madi Brak, Birute, Vamlit, Malchute.
V'chayechom yomechom, u'chayechom Beit Yisrael. Bagala,
Uvizman Kari Vimeru.
Amen.
Yehei Shmei Rabba Mevorach. Leolam, Leom, Leomaya Yivarach. Yivarach, Vishtabak, Yivarvaram, Vidnaseh, Vitadar, Vitalev, Vitalal, Shmei Kutsha. Le'elam, Min Koberchata, Veshirata.
Tushbechata v'nechemata, Yamiran ve'alma.
Vimeru.
Amen.
Private Amidah, pages 37 through 48. Ose shalom v'rolam, Uyase shalom aleinu, Ve'al kol Yisrael, Ve'al kodesh v'tevel, Ve'imru. Amen. page 49. Paul, would you like to lead us in the shortened Amidah, Shabbat evening, page 49.
Can you do the Kaddish
Yeah.
also?
Yeah.
ויחולו השמיים והארץ וכל צבאם ויכל אלוהים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה וישפוט ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי ויקדש אותו כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו אלוהי אברהם אלוהי יצחק ואלוהי יעקב אלוהי שרה אלוהי רבקה אלוהי רחל ואלוהי לאה האל הגדול הגיבור והנורא אל עליון קונה שמיים וארץ מגן אבות בדברו מחיי מתים במאמרו האל הקדוש שאין כמוהו המניח לימו ביום שבת קודשו כי בם רצה להניח להם כי בם רצה להניח להם לפניו נעבוד ביראה ופחד ונודה לשמו בכל יום תמיד מעין הברכות אל ההודעות אדון השלום מקדש השבת ומברך שביעי ומניח בקדושה לעמד שני עונג הזכר למעשה בראשית אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו רצי במנוחתנו קדשנו במצוותיך ותן חלקנו בתורתך שבנו מטובך ושמחנו בישועתך וטהר ליבנו לעובדך באמת וטהר ליבנו לעובדך באמת והנחילנו אדוני אלוהינו באהבה וברצון שבת קודשך וינוחו בה ישראל מקדשי שמך ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת יגדל ויגדש שמי רבה ויעמד דברי חירותי וימליך מלכותי וחייכנו וימיכנו וחי לכל בית ישראל בגלה ובזמן קריב אמרו אמן יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ועולמי יתברך וישתבח ויפאר ויתרומם וינשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי לקודשה בריחו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה תמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן תקבל צלות הון ובהון לכל ישראל קודם ובהון דיבי שמעיה ואמרו אמן יש למה רבה מן שמעיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו amen.
All right, we have a bunch of guests here tonight, so everything from here on out will seem a little strange, but it is our custom here. So on Friday night, I don't give a traditional drash. I've been going through the history of the congregation as seen through old letters that I found, as well as minutes. And we're doing the last several weeks in a row, we're doing all issues related to the religious school. And I'm going to some of you have been here each week, so I'm going to give a little bit of a snapshot of what's happened before to move now into the modern era. So we started, the first year we have minutes for is 1952. We established that Isidore Dickman was hired as the head of the school, and we don't know if the $400 budget for the school included his salary or not. So that was in 1952. At a certain point, in 1966, we had 400 students in our religious school. And they were trying to figure out how to expand. We couldn't build a second story. They didn't. We still don't know what they did. They probably just met many different days and had to stagger everything. And then in 1971, there was a communal religious school where all the synagogues joined together, except that Temple Sinai didn't. So it was really just us and Beth Jacob, and we were 90% of it. We eventually, in 1970, that lasted 5 years. In 1976, we were done with that. And remember, I said 400 students in 1966. 16 years later, in 1982, there were 25 students. That was the way the demographics of Oakland worked at the time. Now, they did have a drive, and they were at 38 students by the end of the year, but that was really a low point. I don't know if it was the lowest point, but it had to be close. Because in 1983, Gan Avraham, our preschool, began. That was the first year that we had our preschool called Gan Avraham. And, that was probably the nadir, because in 1984, there were 43 kids in the Hebrew school, 6 in the confirmation class, but there were 32 in the preschool in the Gan, so there was a future. However, I will tell you that there were directors, every year or two, there was a new director. And that was true through the 90s and 2000s, through the 90s. And they had several in 1 year. And when I had announced that I was becoming the rabbi here, moving from Rhode Island, I called one of the educators who had just quit. And she said, "It's a disaster, don't come here," in all seriousness. And then this is such an off-color and digression story, but I'm telling it anyway. And then her mom, who owned the Judaica store, would not honor the gift certificate that I had gotten as a gift. Now, it was 3 days expired, okay, but that's because she didn't order the product I asked her to order. And then I came back, and anyway, so that was a bad thing. And but I'm over it, maybe not. the Judaica store in Rhode Island. I don't know. In Rhode Island, exactly. So it was a coincidence that the Judaica store owner in Rhode Island's daughter was the educator here, who was only here for a couple months. But anyway, then I got here in 2001 and worked with an educator named Jennifer Levine. And then the history of the congregation, the longest serving educator we ever had, started in 2004, I believe. Or winter of
2005.
So mid-year beginning of 2005, but that was the middle of the school year.
Right.
And Susan Simon became the religious school director, and it's been the rest is history. She never got her Mini Cooper that was promised when she took it. Yeah, I did. It was just a very Mini Cooper.
It was battery operated.
It was kind of cool. And this gives me actually another good chance to thank Susan also for the decorations. So we're decorating for Shavuot. That's why we have these the flower bima and the same thing in the sanctuary. So we're in advance for Shavuot, Tuesday night, Wednesday, and Thursday. So thank you.
And I couldn't have done it without Sandra, who is not nearly as afraid of ladders as I am.
Yes, and thank you for Sandra. But they both said next year maybe some younger volunteers to do the latter parts of the decoration.
Yeah,
right?
we're good.
So anyway, that was that's where we are. Our religious school is, and actually this gives me a moment to once again say that our religious school, I think is really fabulous and in fabulous shape. It doesn't mean that every kid loves going on Tuesdays or Thursdays when they could be doing something else. But for the most part, most of our kids pretty much like it here. They enjoy seeing their friends, and they come out learning a fair amount. And go ahead.
How many kids now?
About 125.
About 115 maybe.
115. Okay, well, close. But, and that's K through 7. And then there's about almost 50 kids in the preschool, and then the confirmation class this year was 11 in 10th grade. And then there's the 60 or so kids who are here every Wednesday night for BBYO, not all of whom are our belong to our synagogue. So, the youth is happening and hopping here, which is great. The goal of the religious school, for the most part, is twofold. I mean, there's lots of goals, but the main ones are that they make friends and that they come out with some skills, particularly in terms of prayer leading and Hebrew reading. And that's very old-fashioned and very old school, but it is my belief that although we try to, we do teach Jewish history and holidays and Jewish identity and life cycles and all those things and values and morals and ethics, but my view is that they don't really get that at that age. And so we want to build their skills and have them make friends, and they can use those skills later on when their identity starts to build. So of course, by the time I get them into 10th grade, it's all about Jewish identity and meaning and deriving meaning from texts and the like. But it's just how we operate. I did work in a synagogue where they tried to make it like camp, and the kids will like it more because but guess what? You cannot make it like camp on a Tuesday or Thursday or Sunday. You just can't. It's not the same. You're not sleeping. Your parents are, you're not going home and not sleeping, in your parents' house, with a cool college counselor, right? This is not how it works. It's a totally different thing. So we do the best we can. Most of our kids like it most of the time. So that's what I can say. I'm very proud of our religious school, and most of that is due to our fabulous director, Susan. And if any of you are interested in teaching, we have openings next year. I will just say that. Okay. Anyway, enough of that. Next week I'll be gone, but the week after that, I think I'm going to do some of the really nasty complaint letters that we've received. It's going to be on. But I have to edit carefully in what I say.
Hear some of mine too.
Possibly, yeah. All right. We are going to rise for the Kiddush on page 55. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzon banu v'shabbat kodsho gavahu v'ratzon inchilanu zikaron l'maaseh bereshit ki hu yom tefillah l'mikrayei kodesh Zecher l'tzion Mitzrayim ki banu v'charta ve'otanu ki dashta mikol amim v'shabbat kodshecha v'yahava v'ratzon inchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh ha-shabbat Amen. L'chaim. If you are near children or anyone else you're comfortable enough blessing, you can put your hands on their heads, and we say, Simcha Elohim k'Ephraim v'ki Menashe, Yisamech Elohim k'Sar Rivka Rachel v'Leah, Yivarecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, V'er Adonai b'nav elecha v'yichunecha, Yisa Adonai b'nav elecha, Yasem lecha shalom. May God bless you and keep you. May God's face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May God lift the divine face toward you and grant you peace.
Amen.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'Adon hakol, v'tefkedu aleinu b'seir b'reishit, shelo asanu k'goyei haratzot, v'lo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, v'kol aleinu k'chol hamonam, v'navdu korim, v'mishkanamim v'odim, Lifnei melech malchei hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Shalunotei shamayim ve'yosem haaretz, U'moshav yikaro b'shamayim ima'av, U'shchinatu zo, V'gavhei miromim, Hu Eloheinu, Eino, Emet malkeinu, Efes zulato, Kakatu betorato, Vetatayo, Me'ashirota, Eleva becha, Ki Adonai, Ruach Elohim, Bashamayim b'ma'am, Ve'aretz mitachas כתוב בתורתך נעים לך לעולם ועד ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד May be seated as we lovingly recall the memory of our departed relatives and friends whose yortzeit to observe during the coming week. We're thinking especially tonight of George Afterman, Andre Ballant, Irving Balto, Robert Berger, Aaron and Laura Blau, Robert Bornstein, Roland Breslov, Alan Brodke, Samuel Bernstein, Max Davidson, Andrew Gooden, Ann Gould, Sidney Greenstein, Alex Harris, Eleanor Skip Harris, Henry Brentwood Hensel, Sarah Hertz, Jack Jager, Meyer Kapler, Lena Kestenblatt, Stanley Kilman, Aaron Cobell, Ida Marone, George Morris, Morris Morrison, Renee Nathan, Whitney Ormsby, Henry Ring, David Riskin, Ronnie Rosenberg, Rolf Schlesinger, Elizabeth Ray Schreiber, Molly Bauer Silverman, Ruth Seaver, J. Dorothy Stanfeld, Bernard Stein, Sylvia Stein, Shira Weisbach. And we are in the Shiva for Rivka Spiegel, the mother of Mark Spiegel. Funeral was on Tuesday, and really what an amazing life. Survived 3 different concentration camps, including Auschwitz and Bergen-Belsen, and another one within Germany, and went on to live just an incredible life here. And so our thoughts are with Mark and Lori and their daughters Hannah and Molly. The memories have all been with us. We ask all those who are in mourning or observing yortzeit, as well as anyone else who would choose to do so, to rise for the mourner's Kaddish, page 61. Yit Gadal v'Yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
V'alma divrach hirutei v'amlich malchutei v'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayedechol Beit Yisrael b'agala v'zman kariv v'imru. Amen. V'heshmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam l'almei almaya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudsha b'richu la'elamin kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata Damiran bi'alma v'imru.
Amen.
Yehei shlomo rahamim shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru.
Amen.
Oseh shalom b'imrama u'yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Shukranam v'bracha. In the memory of the people you come to say Kaddish, will be a blessing to you always. And let's say Amen. All right. Also, of course, I should have also congratulated Susan on the birth of her granddaughter this week. So mazel tov to you.
And the first one?
It is her first
Oh,
first grandchild. Very, very exciting. Zora, right? Zora.
I call her Noodle, it's much easier.
Love it. So a lot of guests today, most of whom are on the young side, which is great. So 3 college students, right? Yale, who of course grew up here, went to Ghana, Avraham. Friend Lyndon, and both, is that right?
Yeah.
Both from the University of Arizona. So great to have you here. And from UC Berkeley, Sarah, right? Is that?
Penelope.
No, Penelope. Yeah, I don't know where I got Sarah. That's
She was
Penelope.
standing next to Sarah.
Yeah, Penelope. And then we have just moved from San Francisco. We have Jacob and I had it early ago. Vince, right? Jacob and Vince. So welcome. Great to have you all here. And come anytime. And just this is for your benefit. The other people know. Saturday morning service. I mean, I like both of our services very much. Saturday morning is very different. No musical accompaniment. More traditional davening model. And tonight you get challah, but on Saturdays you get a full lunch every single
Indian
week.
food tomorrow. Indian food, I think so.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's prepared by Billy Gentry. Should be great. All our caterers are amazing though. We have also, so tomorrow's services are at 9:30. Shavuot family service at 6:15 p.m. with ice cream afterward. Tikkun Leil Shavuot, the study session at 8 p.m. until midnight. There's also a special something for young adults in between that. So if you believe you're in that category, then you can come talk to me, and that will be at 7:30. So
Tuesday.
that's on Tuesday night. And then we have Wednesday and Thursday morning services in here in the chapel. They're pretty small. Our Shavuot daytime services, they are both at 9:30. And there is lunch at both of those days as well. Catered by Jing Pai, who did a fabulous job at our Barbie-themed Gala Gourmet, which was just a ton of fun. Yeah, we were like 105. It was a good time. Let's see, what else? I told you I'll be away next week. Oh, Chazanit Yael will be here both tomorrow and next Saturday. And yeah, that's Minyan every Monday and Thursday at 8 a.m. All right, I think that's good for now. All right, so our closing song, this is the other part that's weird if you're a guest. So we honor a musician who died or perhaps a songwriter. Okay, last week, Richard Sherman died. That's one of the Sherman brothers. His brother had died years ago. He wrote a lot of the Disney songs, particularly in the 60s, early 70s. And I'm not gonna, his most played song by far is It's a Small World, which plays thousands of times a day. But we're not actually gonna do that one. For tonight, I refer you to Pirkei Avot, chapter 4, parak 1. Ben Zoma said, among other things, who is rich? The person who is content with his or her lot in life. And that is what this song from Mary Poppins is about. Okay. The one who is content with their lot in life. Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim chiree. A sweep is as lucky can be. Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim chiroo. Good luck will rub off when I shake hands with you. Or blow me a kiss, and that's lucky too. Now as the ladder of life has been strung, you may think a sweep's on the bottommost rung. Though I spends me time in the ashes and smoke, in this whole wide world there's no happier bloke. Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim chiree. A sweep is as lucky can be. Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim chiroo. Good luck will rub off when I shake hands with you. Or blow me a kiss, and that's lucky too. I choose me bristles with pride, yes I do. A broom for the shaft and a brush for the flue. Up where the smoke is all billowed and curled, between pavement and stars, is the chimney sweep world. And this is when he talks to the kids. So, a reminder, once again, it's Ben Zoma who says in Pirkei Avot 4:1, who is rich? The one who is content with their lot in life. When there's hardly no day, nor hardly no night, there's things half in shadow and halfway in light. On the rooftops of London, oh, what a sight. Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim chiree. When you're with a sweep, you're in glad company. Nowhere is there a more happier crew than them what sings chim chim chiree, chim chiroo. Chim chimney, chim chim chiree, chim chiroo. Shabbat shalom. Told you love that one.